Welcome back to Semantics. Today's topic is something that's been requested. You guys want us to talk about dating, so we're going to do it again. And we're actually going to focus on something very specific today. At which stage of dating does the relationship begin? How many dates? What type of intimacy?
Yeah.
How do you ethically navigate these waters and avoid relationships when you're not interested in them? Or perhaps have the conversations that you need to? Difficult topic, right?
It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
Yeah. Because something that we touched on in one of the earlier videos is that, people got all these labels. And, at some point in the relationship, after a few dates, one person or the other is going to feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
What are we? Are we friends? Are we friends with benefits? Are we just a hookup? Are we together? Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And, personally, I dislike the labels. It's a pretty cliche thing to say, but you need them, I guess.
You need
Maybe
some
you
sort
do.
of understanding.
Some sort of understanding, yes.
Because the words
Yes.
mean something.
Yes.
How old are you? 20. How old does that mean in people's brain? They have an
Right.
idea.
Right. Age is just a number, but it still means something.
Age is just a
Very
number
good analogy.
until the number gets either too large or too small. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it means something.
Yeah.
So the word dating and relationship, they have a big fucking meaning.
Yeah.
So you have to talk more in depth to figure out
Yeah.
what does that really mean.
It could also just be as simple as how much do you like each other?
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about, you can progress to a certain stage in a relationship. You can even be physical with each other. But do you like them enough to get really deep? And do you like each other the same amount, or is it lopsided? And when it's lopsided, that's when you're going to have problems. And that's probably the number one reason the conversation needs to be had.
Which is your favorite? The one that really likes them more, or the one that's being liked more?
Would I rather be liked more or do the liking more? I guess it's emotionally easier to be liked more, but you're more interested when you like them more.
Right.
Obviously the perfect would be if it's the same.
It would be.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick one, right?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
What's like most of your childhood? I'm guessing is the fucking latter,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the same for me, right?
Yep.
But then as I got older, it has got into this, people start to love you, but then I'm like, did they really love you, or are they just saying that to get you?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
one girl that really did though. She really did, and that was like a friends with benefits thing for 1 year. We dated for 2 weeks, and I was like, I don't want this. And then she was like, how about this? And I'm like, fine.
Fine. Why not?
Why not? And that went on for a long time.
But she liked you the whole time,
She loved me.
and it wasn't a problem?
Well, she wasn't really gonna do anything about it.
Yeah.
There was nothing that she could do to make it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and also there's a lot of different baggage going on.
Yeah.
As a kid, oh man. So,
It depends what you can handle too. Yeah, we could stick on her. Did you feel like she was being hurt by it, or did you feel like it was a net positive for her?
I think that she got some stuff out of it
Yeah.
that she wanted.
It was worth
But I think she was hurting, man.
Yeah.
I think she was hurting most of the time, and her life, has been kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
So, I would try and give some honest truth about stuff going on. Trying to be real.
Yep.
Trying to be someone that's real, and also provide the D, right? But in the long run, it wasn't the best. And then after that, man,
Yep.
she got into a relationship where she didn't have sex with the guy or anything. She didn't like him. It was the complete opposite.
Yep. Yep.
And that was
Yep.
he turned out to be a fucking creep.
Well, I think the lopsidedness thing just kind of popped into, I don't know who said it, but I think that's going to be the biggest theme. I think if you
Yeah.
can tell that it's lopsided, it's just not going to be mutually beneficial. And I had one recently like that. I actually liked her a lot. I told you about her several times, and she liked me too much. So I liked her a lot, but she liked me too much, and it was lopsided. And I was overly honest. She asked me questions, and I said, that's what I'm doing. As much as like dating other girls, I didn't give her any false sense of reality. And she said, that's okay, we can still do it. but I could tell that it was hurting her too much. She was
man.
posting emotional statuses and getting emotional, and it's still just not, I like her, but it's a net negative. I think that's what it is. Is it mutually beneficial, or is it a net negative? Maybe she's hurting more than it's helping her, and that's the feeling I got. I got the feeling that if we continued, she was going to get hurt more than it was going to benefit me and her.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be ethical. I think it, maybe it shouldn't have even lasted that long, to be honest with you. I knew kind of from the start.
I mean, I was kind of saying like, this is the road.
Yeah.
Do you want to go down again?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you can rationalize it. Like, and I was being extremely honest with her, and she said, no, it's fine. But I still knew, I was being a...
Well, sometimes they can say, yeah, it's fine, but it's like, no, you're
not
not.
really fine.
You're
Yeah.
not.
And yeah. And that's the thing. Do guys do this too? There must be guys that do this, but no, I'm fine. And then they post a status that's clearly about you. Like,
You watched Futurama, right? With Fry and Leela. Leela being the hot one.
Yeah.
Fry's like always trying to get her.
Yeah.
Or Scrubs. Him, JD trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
whatever her name was.
yeah.
And you feel the pain, like, the pain of this, like, never being enough.
Right.
But they're trying so hard.
Yep. And that's, it is valuable for them because they want you so bad that it's like extremely pleasurable for them to be with
Yeah.
you. But on the back end, they're probably laying in bed thinking, why aren't I enough? It's just lopsidedness is going to cause pain. So
Yeah. But let's get back onto the pressing issue.
Oh, yeah.
Which is lopsidedness. That's something, right? Which you can deduce that with each individual case. But when it comes to just a reasonable what normal human beings do when it comes to how many dates become something more serious.
Yep.
There are many people that just want to fuck. That's it.
Yep.
They want to have a party, they want to fuck. That's fine. But I think there are way more people that do actually want something.
Yeah.
How many dates? How can you quantify it? You really can't, but I think there's a vicinity. And the vicinity is maybe like 3 weeks. After 3 weeks of
3 weeks.
regularly meeting up with them, what is it?
That could be a lot of meets because
Yeah.
personally, when I'm not ready to commit to someone, I try to meet 2 times a week or less.
Yeah.
So that would even still be 6 meets. But if you're,
Yeah.
a lot of people dive in head first. 3 weeks of regular meeting could be a long time.
Yeah.
I heard recently someone very wise told me 3 dates or 3 or 4 dates, 3 or 4 meets. And I guess it depends on how fast you progress. Maybe you're one of those couples that you just meet for coffee for an hour the first time, you have dinner the next time. Maybe
Yeah.
that's too quick. But maybe if
That
you-
would be too quick.
Yeah, yeah.
If let's say you've only had sex once, right?
Yeah.
Then there's no reason to start bringing up stuff.
All
Man.
right. Well, then let me try something different. Then let me say it depends on the level of intimacy. If you haven't even kissed yet, then you don't have to talk about it. But if you're sleeping over each other's house, holding each other, caressing their hair,
It's like it's
making
already your
out
girlfriend, man.
slowly, yeah, then and you're not in a relationship, then it might be time to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Because one of you is gonna feel uncomfortable because if you like each other, how much do you like each other?
And if you are seeing them every day, like doing that thing.
Yeah.
That's what I did with Sarah.
Yep.
As soon as I met her, I was like, the first time I meet her was maybe for like 2 hours, we just eat. Then
Yep.
the next day, let's have a party at their place, and I stay over. Don't really do anything but, kiss. And then that was it. It was pretty much seeing her
Yep.
every day for like 2.5 weeks, I think.
Yep.
Like, relationships start coming pretty fast.
Yep.
So I was like, yikes.
Well,
Yikes.
so a big topic I think we kind of agreed that we want to get into is the idea that some people think the relationship is implied when it is absolutely not. And this has been an issue for me, to be completely candid and honest. Okay, for me, I can not like a girl at all. I'm not going to see her again, or I can want to be in a relationship with her, right? If I like her enough to want to see her consistently, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to be in a relationship with her. But even if I like her this much, I'm going to treat her really, really well. I'm
Yeah.
just the type of person, like, if she treats me well, I'm going to treat her really, really well. and that might feel like I want to be in a relationship.
God damn.
And that's where I've gotten into a lot of trouble. In the past, you know, I've been better this time around.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you see, like, you know, you see all these comedy kind of teen comedy kind of things, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, we grew up in a place where, I mean, TV is everywhere, right? But TV, man, TV definitely, you get to see all sorts of stuff and you start imagining it and you start being in school, doing all that. And it's just like a complete cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many times have you seen where just to say, you know, a nice looking girl or whatever, hot girl or something in the comedy, she's like, she be's nice to the nerd guy.
Yep.
This one time.
Yep.
That's all it takes for that nerd
Right.
guy to, he starts
Imagining.
being obsessed.
Yeah.
She was, she said hello.
Yep.
She said hello.
Yep. Yep.
Hello. And now he's going ape shit, right? So
Yeah. So yeah, that's, you know, that is someone that's clearly building up a fantasy. But then there is the reasonable situation where, you know, if, you know, like let's say it happened to one of us now. You know, you meet a girl a few times and she's treating you really well. She's kissing you
Really
deep
nice.
and slow. She's stroking your hair. She's making you food. And you want a relationship, but then you say that and she says, whoa. No, I'm not interested in that.
that would be confusing as fuck.
That would blindside you. And that can happen on both ends, and I've been guilty of that in the past. So I think that's why we're even talking about this in the first place. Do you have to have the conversation?
Well, it's like, how do you behave?
How do you behave? Right.
Do you behave in a way where you purposely don't do stuff that's like a relationship? Do you have to restrict yourself to give them the message, you know?
It's tough. I want to behave naturally.
Yeah, and naturally is
Yeah.
just like what relationship is.
What? If a girl sleeps over my place and I like her enough, right? Do I have to not cuddle with her because I don't want a relationship?
Yeah.
Well,
right?
like,
I think the key is what you do when you're not with her. How do you communicate? when you're not with
yeah.
her?
Are you texting all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the key one. So most of the dates I've gone on, right? What happens is you're texting a lot up until you meet them. And then because most of the people that I'm meeting, they either want a relationship but they're not really pouncing on it right now, right?
Yeah.
So you just won't text until it comes up, maybe a few days after or a week after.
Yep.
It'll come up again. But the ones who text you straight back, or if you start texting them, that's when you know you are thinking about something more.
Yeah.
Because
And by the way, a quick note. Almost everybody says that. When you first meet someone, almost everybody says, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Because it's like the casual, cool thing to say. And also you aren't because you haven't found anyone yet. But it's
I
just,
see loads of people on the apps, man. They're like, I'm looking for a relationship.
sure, that's true. But I'm just saying there's...
And then they end up
Yeah.
hooking up.
But most of the girls that I've ended up in a relationship with, on the first date, we said, I'm not looking for a relationship.
Really?
Yeah, it's just super fucking common.
I mean, met plenty of girls now who they actually say they don't know. That's the worst one.
Could be true.
They don't know. They don't even know if they like. There was one girl.
I don't know.
The logic side was crazy. Where it was like, she doesn't want a relationship. She doesn't want to hook up. She wants to just have a connection.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
And I'm like, what, with just guys? And it's like, yeah, it's like, what kind of connection is that? That's not a, why do you want a just guy connection?
right.
What does that mean?
She's
And-
lying to herself.
Lying to yourself, man, you're in denial, man.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Well, personally, I've said it on the podcast before, and I'm not bullshitting. I am open in general. If I meet the right girl, then a relationship is absolutely possible.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping into it. It's not going to be easy for me to get into a relationship, but it is absolutely possible. So if someone asked me, I would have to say I'm agnostic. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I would have to.
Yeah. I will see it when I believe it.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but...
But
yeah.
that's what happened with me on the latest one with Sarah, you know?
Yeah.
I decided, let's do it. I wasn't looking for one,
Yep.
but it happened.
Yep.
But then it ended.
Yep.
Now I'm back on it. So,
But on the ethical side, I think you hit on something big when you said, like, it depends on how you act, especially when you're not together. Like, there's a lot of people.
Real important, yeah.
There's a lot of people, and I'm just going to criticize guys for this. I know guys, I'm sure guys do this, girls do this too. But basically, we've talked about this before too. You got that deep loneliness in you, and maybe you're on a date with them, and you don't want a relationship with them, but you enjoy their time. But then you get home, and all of a sudden you're lonely. Now, I want that validation. I want to text her. But you don't want a relationship, but you want to hear from her.
Yeah.
You want something from her, but you're not ready to give her.
No.
So it's just that's ethically poor, in my opinion.
Get some friends.
Yeah.
Get some fucking friends.
Yeah, and that's where the neediness and the desperation comes from. Is like, oh, I felt good when I was with her. She can make me feel good. It's like, well,
Hey, I want to ignore my life and all my problems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and distract myself with this
Yeah.
girl,
yeah,
right? And all the people out there, all the people that, God damn, what was I gonna say, man?
I don't
You're
know.
talking about. No, it's going back. You're talking about basically, you're trying to text them. Yeah, man, texting them.
Let me just pick something
Oh,
else.
No, I know what it
Okay.
is. I know what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Get some goddamn friends.
Sure.
Like, because if you don't have friends, like, let's say me and Kyle text each other quite a lot, and we text each other about all sorts of different stuff. And sometimes it's like this philosophical stuff, all of a sudden out of nowhere, and then it stops, right? Normal, maybe for us, but if you're trying to go on dates and you're just like, you start latching yourself onto someone so quick,
Yep.
and you're like, especially the good morning text,
Right.
that pisses me off so much.
Right.
And I've had some people that haven't got the hint for years before. I'm not even in the same country.
Right.
And they're still trying at it.
Right.
Just get some friends, man. That will save you a whole world of pain.
But they don't want a friend. They want a soulmate.
They want a soulmate, and
Yeah.
they want to sell me.
Well, I mean, there's a couple different ways I want to go here. Just really quickly, I want to hint on experience, though, and this is something that people don't like to talk about. But dating is a skill. Relationships are a skill. And if you don't know what's going on, like let's say I'm with you, right? Let's say we're, and I text you good
We're
morning.
together.
Yeah. We've gone on dates, all right?
You're the girl.
Yeah, we did it. We did it, right? And I text you every morning, good morning, how have you eaten? And you don't respond for 8 hours, or you don't respond at all. Get the fucking hint.
Get the hint.
Like, there's a lot of people like that. And,
the
like,
hint, I'm
there's
dead.
certain things you got to learn, and, like, you just got to accept. If you're not in that stage where you know what other people are feeling and thinking, then you're just not ready, probably. Or you got to find someone just as inexperienced as you.
Yeah.
But there's a certain, I don't know, I just had to say that.
Seriously. So, man, the way you are outside of the time that you are together, just like a business meeting, I guess, right? Your time is your time together, you and your meeting.
Yep.
But when you're not with them, and if you're really not looking for something more serious, then why would you be talking more? If you think about it.
You like them.
Yeah, but you're like other girls.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're trying to arrange to meet up with someone else, and then someone else. So if you're messaging, you ain't got the time, man. And if you do have the time, then you have the time for this one. So
It's really tough, and I think this
Yeah.
is a good time to shoehorn back in, like, having the conversation, because personally I have a situation a bit like that, and I like texting her,
oh yeah,
and I don't know what she wants. She maybe doesn't know what I want, so maybe that's why we have to have the conversation,
yeah, brother.
right? So
Like, how is it gonna go? And that's the thing,
you got to be honest.
because you say you're open for stuff,
Yep. But you got to be careful how you say that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm open to make friends, right? You're not gonna just make friends with some flipping old guy off the street.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just an example here, but
Yeah.
if you say, I'm open to trying new things. Okay, let's do cocaine.
Right.
No, that's not what it means.
Well, we could.
Yeah, it could, but if we did it here, we'll probably get flipping murdered. But that's the thing, I'm open to relationships, but are you? You just have to be realistic. Like, if you got some super damaged, super unstable girl who, flips on you all the time, and then she's like, I thought you said you're open for a relationship. It's
Right.
like, yeah, but not with you.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Open
Yeah.
for anything. No, I'm open for a relationship with the right person.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's gonna be
And,
you.
and maybe this is gonna come off as like unempathetic or unsympathetic, but you gotta have a handle on what the other people are giving you.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, if you're not getting back extremely strong vibes, then you kind of don't have the right to expect more from them. You know, and like, you know, we talked about that on the podcast before. Like, let's say you hang out with a girl, you have a good time, maybe, who knows what you do together, but then the next day she asks you for a ride. And it's like, sorry, you don't have the right to ask me for that.
You just met you.
Yeah.
Just met you.
Right. So, you know, it's tough. But if you are both giving each other very strong vibes, then you have the right to ask for a conversation.
Oh yeah.
But you can't just assume that you have a relationship, because it is never implied.
Could you imagine doing with a guy you just met?
Right.
With a guy friend.
Yep.
You just met him, right? And you went out, had some drinks the night before. The next day he's like, "Can you give me a lift to this place?"
You'd be like, no.
That'd be fucking weird.
Yeah, no.
That'd be weird behavior.
Yeah. But to get back to this point, because I think it's really important, a lot of girls especially do that. No, guys, everybody does that. Let's say you really want a partner, you find someone you really like, and they're treating you good. You say, okay, we're in a relationship. In your mind, and you think, I'm not with anybody else. They must not be with anyone else.
Oh, man.
They're treating me like that. They must like me the best. Sorry, but it's 2020. It's not like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that could be treating a lot of people very well, and you might think that makes them a bad person, but that's not really up to you. And what is up to you is to have the conversation. If they lie to you, then that's on them. But if you don't have the conversation, then you can't assume anything, is my point. You cannot assume that someone wants a relationship with you just because they slept with you.
Well, assumptions are the number one key, the number one cause of communication breakdown.
Right.
So,
Assumptions. Yeah.
You have to assume some stuff like a normal human being, but you know, Kyle said to me many times, I'll say about, oh yeah, this girl doing this and this, but she says that she hasn't. How would I phrase this in a good way? Or, if I say like, she says she hasn't slept with this person, you'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
She has, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's true. So
I don't know. I've been called judgmental a lot, and I am. But maybe I'm jaded too. But I kind of assume a certain level of promiscuity, and
Yeah.
maybe it's a self-defense mechanism.
I tried to keep an open mind.
Yeah.
I tried to just, be like innocent until proven guilty, with having in mind that they are kind of a suspect.
All right, let me put it like this. Sorry.
That's it, man.
Sorry.
That's it.
If a girl sleeps with me easily, then I assume that she does it with other guys easily
Logically.
too. Yeah.
Right? Like, imagine if someone, no girls, right? This girls and guys, and if they say something like, do you meet many people or whatever? It's like, I met you, motherfucker. I met you today.
Yeah.
We talked yesterday. What do you think?
Well, you're the first guy I met in 6 months. Really? Why does every girl say that? Why does every girl say that, man?
Fuck.
Every girl, they've never met a guy.
I can understand the sex thing, like, I've not had sex for a little while, but the date, I've not been on a date for a long time.
And let me say one more thing. I think I'm an uncommon type of guy in this regard. I think it's true. I value honesty and communication above all else. If I like a girl and she, and we're not in a relationship, and she tells me that she just had sex with 8 guys this week, I am gonna like that girl more than if a girl clearly lies to me and tells me that she hasn't had sex in 6 months. I can forgive anything. It's not even something to forgive. No. Just be honest. But as soon as I sense that you're lying, it's kaput.
God damn.
It's kaput.
I'd rather have McDonald's than some dodgy new place I've never even I can't even understand.
Yeah, McDonald's isn't gonna lie to you.
Like, I understand how McDonald's makes money.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how plenty of other places can make some money, right? Like the price is really cheap, and you're like, how, right? And then you start figuring out they have like slaves in the back or something.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are doing that in their dating life.
Yeah, don't lie. Or some charity place. It's like, nah, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're doing something that you're not telling people you're doing.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of hypocrisy too. That's really gross too. You see a lot of and you know what? We're guys, so we're just gonna talk about the girls, but it's the same on both sides. there's a lot of girls posting stuff on Instagram saying like, "Oh, these fuck boys, blah 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 blah." They're worse. Some of them.
When I meet them,
Yeah.
there are so many that put so much focus on stuff that they hate.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Or one of the worst parts is when you see their Instagram or their dating app or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, this has been talked to fucking death.
Sure.
But when their profile says, "Hey, fuck me," right? But then they want a relationship and they're not looking for that. They say, right, when you
Yeah.
meet them. But I'm talking to them. I'm like, I'm trying to say, what do you think your profile looks like? You're in
Yeah.
you're in bikinis. You're in all sorts of shit, right?
Yeah.
Bikinis, right? And especially in a hot country, that's normal.
Sure.
It's normal. But God damn, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, and now you know what? You're going down this road where I'm going to protect you a little bit. A lot of girls are going to say, "Oh, well, are you slut shaming?" Or
Yeah.
like, "I can wear whatever I want." Yeah, you can, but you got to also understand that people are going to have certain
We're in
thoughts.
a free world. We're in a free
Yeah.
world here, and there's plenty of guys
Yeah,
that see that and they're like, "This girl likes to party."
yeah.
So-
Well, you know what? My ex-girlfriend, she was showing me some bikini on Instagram, and it was a string. And she said, you know, she kind of tried to trap me. She said, "What would you think if I wore that?" And I was like, "I wouldn't like that." And she's like, "Well, I can wear whatever I want." And I was like, "Yeah, you have the right to wear whatever you want, but I have the right to decide if I want to spend my time with you." And
There you go.
sorry, but yeah. So anyway, that's kind of a different point, but you got to be aware of the way you're presenting yourself.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And you know, people have told me the way that I present myself on the apps and stuff is that I seem just different. Just different, or you know, not just some typical motherfucker that just wants to party and says, "Come over to my place, baby."
Sure.
Right? That's what seems to happen. So it's just important. So yeah, if you present yourself as some party person and you're looking for it just when it looks like you're just looking for anything, what do you think you're gonna get?
Right.
And yeah, and you're saying that you've not gone on any dates or you've not boned anyone for a long time. It starts to get pretty hard to believe. And I feel bad. Disclaimer. There are people who haven't gone on dates for a long time.
Yeah. Some of them must be telling the truth statistically,
Yeah.
but I don't think most of them are.
But not here where we're living now. This place is famous for that, so
Yeah.
you know.
But hey, I think we hit on a lot of important stuff. We're done, right? Just be honest and be aware of how you're presenting yourself and have the conversation. Like if you're even worried about if you want a relationship or you think the other person does and you're in a casual stage, then you got to talk. Because if you don't talk, you might have problems.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself, man. If you're really
Yeah.
really not looking for a relationship, don't do stuff. Don't do those extra steps to make them like you even more.
Yep.
To make them think. And you'd be like, what is it? Just look back in the video, we already said it.